Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you are.
Hey guys, welcome if you're new, welcome to my channel if you're maybe. Anyways, so today's video is going to be part 2 of the whole Catherine and Austin McBroom dilemma. And this time, Catherine responds, guys. She responds, and I want you guys to go ahead and watch those clips real quick, and then we'll be right back.
When I found out that there was cheating, I checked out. And I said, my body is a temple, and I refuse to allow anybody to come near my temple if he cannot be honest and truthful. 4 years. It was 4 years. It was actually more like 5 years if you think about it, because
5 years of what?
Of not being intimate with him.
Okay.
Because just to be completely transparent and honest, because I do feel like a lot of women and men can relate to this. Yeah. But I was going through a lot of postpartum, you know, your body changes, you know. We had my daughter, and then we had, you know, I was pregnant that whole year, and I was the cheating allegations, all the things, and I thought, you know, I don't know. And then I got pregnant with my son, and I'm thinking, like, maybe we can make this work, you know, maybe this is not what it all seems to be. And, you know, we had just moved into our new house, and we're like, you know, maybe we can have the family that we're always meant to have, you know, the family that we're portrayed to the world, you know, maybe we can really be that. And I got pregnant, and then and then I found out he was cheating on me, and that was it. That was a never, ever, like.
Never again.
Never again.
And did he pursue you at all? Like, did he try?
No. And that's how I knew that there was cheating going on. Yes, I cheated, and she was okay with it. I said, you don't embarrass me. That is not true. I would never want my kids to think that that is okay. I will make sure that I raise them and that they know that they never, ever do that, because that is so wrong. And you never cheat on the person you love. And I would never in a million years say that. So that was really hurtful that he said that, because I'm like, are you just accept it? People would understand that better.
He's putting the blame back on you. That's him taking no accountability. AKA you were allowing him to go and have all these relationships, and you're sitting here being like,
I would never, Alex. I would never do that. I think when he saw the first chapter of my book, he thought maybe that I wrote a lot more about him, but I kind of didn't, in a sense. Like, to be honest with you, it's a memoir about my life. But I will say that when you write a book, you always put the hardest part of your journey in the beginning of the book, right? To catch the reader, to really draw them in. That's just something that, as writers, is common. And so he really got it backward. He must have been telling this woman that I didn't care. And in that video he posted last week, out of everything he said, I mean, everything was false, right? Or distorted or whatever. But the one thing he said that really just, like, it was like a punch to the gut, was that he said that yes, I cheated, and she was okay with it, as long as he said, as long as I said, you don't embarrass me. And that is not true. I never, ever said that. I would never say that. And I would never want my kids to think that that is okay to cheat on your husband or your wife. And I will make sure that I raise them and that they know that they never, ever do that, because that is so wrong. And you never cheat on the person you love. And I would never in a million years say that. So that was really hurtful that he said that, because I'm like, are you just accept it? People would understand that better.
He's putting the blame back on you. That's him taking no accountability. Think about that. The first time he acknowledges that he cheated, the end of his sentence, he can't just say, I cheated. Yes, I cheated because she told me, just don't make me look dumb. AKA you were allowing him to go and have all these relationships, and you're sitting here being like,
I would never, Alex. He's filming our daughter's first haircut, and I'm kind of like, I'm taking photos for myself for my phone, you know, like, oh my gosh, like taking the my phone dies. It just goes black. And I look at him without a thought, and I go, give me your phone, let me take a photo, because, you know, we're gonna miss the moment. She's getting her first haircut. As soon as my hand grabs that phone, mind you, I had never, as soon as I grabbed the phone,
No.
like out of a movie, this long text comes through. If you really love your wife, you wouldn't be da 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 da. And I like my brain scanned it, but I wasn't able to read it fully. But in that moment, my heart drops. I'm pregnant. There's people watching us. The camera's on. It felt like, it just felt surreal. Looks at him. He grabs the phone from me and instantly deletes the message. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's true.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was calm. I said, Austin, who was that? And he's like, it's nobody. It's nothing. Please tell me who that was. I saw the text. Instantly, this is an emotional relationship he's having with somebody. This is a woman that is having a relationship with my husband. And we got in the car and, you know, then my voice got a little, who was that? At home, blacked out. I was like yelling, screaming, tell me, please, please just tell me who that was. Please just, I feel so stupid. Just tell me, I'm having a baby. Please just tell me. And I ran out of the house. I got in my car.
So as you guys saw, she heard her speaking her portion of the whole situation and how he literally was basically evil to her. I mean, that's how I viewed it as. But after like so many times someone cheating on you as a woman, as a person, period, you no longer start to feel dirty. Like you start feeling like, ew, like why would I want to give my body to this person? Like it's like, and then you're like all those germs and stuff that someone else gave to them is coming back to you. As a woman, you get BV from that, and it's also been proven now that BV, if in a relationship, is caused by your partner stepping out most of the time, or they're not taking care of themselves down there. So yeah, now that I know that, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But so she was protecting herself, her body, her energy, everything. And guys, when she said, like, oh man, when she was talking about her like her side, she was telling us about it, I instantly got flashbacks of me like crying, because I too was pregnant when I was cheated on for the first time by my ex. No, the second time. And first time was the neighbor upstairs, and he was telling her like, my girlfriend's gonna be back from school. Mind you, I was in college at that time. My girlfriend's gonna be back from school, and also mind you, he's not working, he's just staying in my house for free. And had the audacity to cheat on me. Brokey. And so he ended up telling her like, hey, come back, this and that. And this was after 3 months of us being together. So I'm like, okay. We moved on from that. I let it go. The girl literally reached out to me. I was at work when she said she was looking at, she saw a message on his phone, and she was like during her daughter's haircut. I was at work, bro. I remember I was looking at her Home Depot. I was at work. I was like pregnant. I think it was like I was 2-3 months pregnant, and I got this like I think it was like Facebook friend request, but I didn't accept it. But it was a message request. So I go on messages, and it's like this big paragraph, and how mine is like 4 months after we left the apartment when I found out. She only texted me because she was mad because he owed her money. He owed her $200. And she wanted me or him to pay. I was like, I'm not paying you. And she told me that he was cheating on her, and she sent me screenshots of the conversations and everything. And I was like, okay, if he's cheating on me, and I called my sister. I was like, yo, like, I was like, for real, like, this is what happened. My sister was like, she's like 2 years younger than me. I called her, and I was like crying. I was driving home, literally crying from work. I mind you, it's like, thankfully, it was the last like 20 minutes before I got off work. Thankfully, I got off work. I was pissed off. I went home, and I started yelling at him, and then he was like, we were staying at my grandma's house, my aunt's mother-in-law's house, which I call grandma, and we were staying at her house, and I started me and him we got into it because he started hitting me. I was telling him, I want you out of this house, I want you out of this house, I need you to leave, I don't want you here no more. So they ended up kicking him out, And then he was sleeping in the car, and my grandma felt bad for him. And then they told us, like, yeah, y'all are married, this and that. So we reconciled. But then the second time when he cheated on me, I was like, no. I just felt disgusted. And he would yell at me and scream at me, like, why won't you let me get some? And I'm like, I don't want to sleep with someone who slept with someone else. I don't know what diseases you're carrying. I use condom. I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. Even the girl, the second time was a Hispanic girl, the first time was a white girl. So it was like, to me, it's like, I'm not neither one of those skin tones. So it like made me feel insecure, because I was like, I'm never gonna be that skin tone. Forget if a girl is skinnier than you can always lose weight. But I'm never gonna be I can never be the same skin tone as a white girl. I can never be the same skin tone as a Latina girl. So to me, it was like, you keep cheating on me, people that are like the opposite skin tone as me. And granted, it doesn't mean it's okay if it's someone the same skin tone as me either. But it was always someone who was like 5 shades lighter than me. So I'm like, I'm clearly not your type. And his first ever girlfriend was a girl who was white with black hair. So I'm clearly not your type. Why are you keeping me around? We need to end this. And he would never let me go. He would always try to threaten me and everything. So it was like, I'm not your type. Like, I'm not your type. But so when she said she don't want to give her body to him no more, it makes so much sense to me, because you just start feeling, you get disgusted. You no longer you no longer have respect for your partner anymore. You find them very gross. Like, you start having some type of animosity towards them. Like, you can't stand their mere existence. At least that's how I felt. And then she said how there's numerous times where she would like confront him, and he would never seem he would apologize, but it didn't seem like it was sincere, because they'll always say, I'm sorry, but it doesn't really ever, like, because if it's like, if you're sorry, why do you keep doing it? If you're sorry, why do you keep doing it? And I'm just like, bro, when she said, I'm pregnant, please, I don't want to sound crazy, I wanted to cry. Like, every time I see that clip, I just want to cry, because it's like, damn, like, that was me, you know. I'm over it now, because it's been 5 years since that's happened, since I was in that predicament. But it still hurts, you know, because like, damn, like, this is my most vulnerable state. And then, like, to make matters with that boy, that guy literally told me to my face that I am no longer a 10 because I was carrying our child. And I'm like, I'm carrying our child. Like, he was emotionally abusive, physically abusive. So like, I don't know. I was 18 when I got with him. I was my first ever serious relationship, my first ever real relationship period, because I was always like, I never dated in high school. I was always all about my books. So when I saw that, it really made me sad. Like, I'm like, damn, that's like, you really over. And then like, he really turned over, you know. It's all sad. And then this man ends up responding to her clips. I'm gonna let you guys watch that real quick, and I'll be right back
again, but this time it's a little different. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for my response to the podcast. And if I'm being honest, I was very close at giving you guys exactly what you wanted. You know my little ass ran to Snapchat. I even went as far as getting dressed up and even buying the pink chair. But I realized that there is nothing in this world. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. There was nothing in this world that is worth something of my kids. And you guys don't be better than anybody. When it comes to my kids, I'm going to pick them first every time.
This man, he's just like all narcissistic men, all cheaters who are caught, female, male, it doesn't matter. And there was no apology. He didn't say I'm sorry, which she wouldn't even care, because at the end of the day, like she said, it didn't seem sincere, which most likely is not sincere. There was no accountability. He just basically promoted his Snapchat, and he said that nothing is more important than putting his kids first. But he didn't put his kids first when he took his pants down and let that girl do it. Like, when he got undressed and did something inappropriate with other women outside of his marriage. Did he put his kids first then? No, he did not. So to me, it's like, when did you put your kids first? Because when did you put your kids first? I guess it could have. I guess her leaving you could have gotten worse, or with if it was like a domestic situation. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. It was more like emotional abuse and cheating. But imagine if it was like a physical thing. I guess that part of you have put your kids first. I guess. But like, I just feel like he just does not care. Like, he's like, yeah, I did it, so what? Who gonna beat me up? Nobody. Plus, it was like 5 years ago. Why is she bringing it up now? That's literally what he said. It was 5 years ago. Why is she bringing it up? That's literally saying in part 1. Like, he didn't understand why she was bringing it up. It's like, it's her trauma. She wants to heal from it. She wants to move on from it. And if she wants to do that, the only way she could do that is by speaking on it. It's her truth. Like the therapist said in part 1. I'm going to link part 1 in the description box down below. But I was just like, ain't no way this man, real life, thinks this is okay. He has nothing at all. And he has no fault in it. He was innocent. And everything he's done was because she didn't give it to him. So he was making so many excuses to why he did what he did, and no accountability. And quite frankly, that's very sad. And then he's in this whole new relationship that just looks so forced and fake. Oh my god, he doesn't even look happy. She's there for the money because he has money. He's got someone else trying to make Catherine jealous when it's not working because she got a whole new boo. But yeah, that's my take on that. Someone else did also respond to his video. I'm gonna let you guys watch that in a few seconds. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe and like and comment. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I feel like Austin McBroom's response to Catherine going to call her daddy, he's like a mixture of a narcissist and a troll. Because narcissist in a sense where it's like, dude, God forbid a woman promotes her memoir, like something she's passionate and worked hard on. But then he's a troll because it's giving like, oh my gosh, are you really gonna go and call her daddy on hump day, like Wednesday? Like, what do you mean? Like him being like, dropping this on my daughter's birthday is crazy. Like, what does it have to do with anything? Like, it's actually sending me, because it's like, it's either like he's really upset, which I highly doubt it, or they're probably behind the scenes like, yeah, like we're gonna sit there and like make it seem like he's so outraged and they're against each other. For all we know, they're probably clapping each other up behind the scenes like, listen, the first is coming up, let's both do what we gotta do. Listen, I should have been premiered on That's So Raven, because my predictions already is that he is going to be clocked in. Once this is aired, he is going to be clocked in on Snapchat, because the first is coming up, and I quite literally do not blame him. But what are your thoughts?
Austin McBroom is tweaking about Catherine Pai's going on Call Her Daddy, and even shows a video of him walking for like 2 minutes to a chair where he sits to take the video, saying he was about to drop a full video response and that he didn't want to post it for his kids. And people are questioning, what on earth does he possibly have to say in response when he shows that he had like 7 videos on his phone to release? Then he says he didn't go to his daughter's birthday because of Catherine's podcast dropping the same day, which he obviously got backlash for. And he goes on live and says she only went on the podcast to make some money, which is crazy coming from a guy who broke up the family in the first place and is filming himself in an RV acting a fool, but okay. People went online and found a video from like 8 years ago and him saying that he low-key cheated on someone else before, and his justification was the same as the one he has now.
Guys, I am actually so proud of the internet for coming together and just collectively agreeing upon how much of a fucking clown Austin McBroom is. So this Austin crash out literally happened because Catherine McBroom is publishing a book, and she released like a few chapters basically like previewing her book, and in one of the chapters she talks about how Austin was cheating on her and how she felt, which, like, I'm sorry, isn't like new news for anyone who's been on the internet. Like, are we surprised that Austin's a cheater? Is anyone surprised? But I'm just gonna read an excerpt from the book, because when I tell you, Catherine told everyone that Austin was cheating on her in the most respectful way. Like, if I had been outing a chronic cheater, I would not have been this demure and respectful. So let's read the excerpt that Austin's crashing out over. Okay, quote from Catherine's book. I found out that Austin had been cheating on me. Not a suspicion, not a rumor, proof. I realized then why he didn't want to walk beside me. It has been so easy for him not to. And this is referencing an event that the Ace family was hosting. And Austin invited his mistress to said event when it was just supposed to be like a family fundraiser type thing. And Austin didn't want Catherine walking beside him. He basically told her, like, if you want, you can, but he really just wanted to like make the grand entrance himself, and his mistress was there, so it makes sense why he didn't want to be walking with his wife. He'd already broken his vows. He'd already been gone from me longer than I had known. A close family member of his admitted to me that he'd invited a girl to that very Staples Center event the same night I'd convinced myself I was being selfless for letting him have his moment. I'd seen her there, pretty, a hanger-on, standing just close enough to feel out of place, yet comfortable enough to belong. I'd noticed her in the way you catch something that doesn't quite fit, a puzzle piece jammed into the right spot. I'd even wondered who invited her. Now I knew it all made sense. The way he wanted me next to him, the shrug, the indifference, the way he treated me that night, as if I was a thorn in his side. That realization wasn't an explosion. It wasn't a rage or shouting or throwing things. It was slower, heavier, a knife to the gut that didn't cut fast but pressed in, deeper and deeper until I could feel it in my bones, or rather my heart. All the things I had ignored, brushed aside, rationalized, they hadn't been paranoia, they had been real. After that, I turned inward. Inside, I questioned everything about Austin, everything that had come before, every late night editing session, every last minute excuse, every glance at his phone that ended with the screen tilted or just out of my view. I discovered there were others, so many girls, so many betrayals. I'd never felt more alone, not in my relationship, but in my life. I couldn't call my mom. I was too ashamed, too humiliated to say the words out loud. He had cheated on me. Saying it would make it real, would turn it into something I couldn't shove down. I couldn't tell my dad or my brother. So that is basically the excerpt of how Catherine admitted that Austin had been cheating on her. Like, girl just talked about her feelings, and she talked about what had happened to her. Very respectful, very nice. So anyways, the internet reads the excerpt and is like, oh, poor Catherine, but it's like not really a surprise because like everyone had kind of known. I mean, when they got divorced, you know, it all kind of added up. So Austin decides to respond to this, and he does what he does best, which is post a Snapchat video. Everyone knows how much Austin loves his Snapchat video. So he posts this video and he's like, oh my God, Catherine's book just came out talking about how I'm a terrible person and a terrible husband. So Catherine never said that in her book. She just talked about what happened. And so now you're projecting, letting everyone know that you read what you did and you think you're a terrible person and a terrible husband. Cool. But he's acting like she said that in her book. Like, no, she was actually very respectful. So then Austin starts talking about, oh, well, me and Catherine were actually good friends. Like, I didn't think she would betray me like this. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then he starts talking about, oh, the other day she just called me to let me know how her boyfriend had a homeless guy sleeping in his car. Why are you telling us that? Like, if anything, damn, good for that boyfriend. He's trying to house a homeless person. Like, good for him. I don't know what you're trying to say, but okay, Austin. But anyways, Austin's all pressed because he's like, how dare she? Like, I thought we were friends. She never got my permission to talk about me cheating on her. Like, I'm sorry. Since when does someone need to ask their ex who's cheated on them if they can have permission to talk about their trauma? Like, I feel like if you cheat on someone, it's kind of like it comes with a package. Like, they get to talk about their trauma. Like, they don't have to keep that a secret. But anyways, then he starts talking about how, oh, this is her autobiography. Why is she talking about me in her autobiography? Like, bro, she barely talked about you. And yeah, I would use my cheating ex-husband to monetize too. Like, If anything, let her get that fucking bag. She deserves it. Then Austin's all upset because Catherine also apparently in the past didn't let him talk about like how he had cheated on her publicly, which is like, that makes sense. If you're traumatized from being cheated on and you're trying to heal from it, you probably don't want your cheater to create a video getting on the internet talking about how he openly cheated on you and embarrass you and make you look bad. Because unfortunately in this day and age, even though the embarrassment should be on the cheater himself, somehow the internet manages to twist things and make the woman who was cheated on look bad and embarrass her and say that she deserved to be cheated on so-and-so. So yeah, it makes sense why Catherine wouldn't want you talking about how you cheated on her. Anyways, then Austin thinks he's doing something because this man literally pulls out a recording of him on the phone with Catherine like a couple years ago, I believe. And he was like, hey, so I just don't want you to go embarrassing me, because like literally verbatim, he says this. He tells Catherine, do you agree women after breakups keep bringing the breakup up and playing the victim? Like he shows us that thinking it's gonna make him look better, and he's like telling Catherine like, do I have to worry about you playing the victim and trying to make me look bad after this divorce? Like, are you sure? And girl's like, don't worry about it, like whatever, like I would lie too. I would lie to you too. Like, anyways, at this point Austin goes, I did cheat on Catherine, like I take accountability for that, but I need to tell you guys why I cheated. So he starts by telling us that the reason that he cheated on Catherine is because Catherine was doing ayahuasca, which is basically like a psychedelic tea, okay? So he's telling us that he cheated on this woman because she was drinking a little potion. At this point, man is like, she was doing this so often. She was drinking this psychedelic tea so often. And I'm like, damn, like maybe he drove Catherine to have to do this shit like every day. Man looks deadpan at the camera, talking about she was doing ayahuasca once a month. I was like, oh. So you're telling me our girl was literally just sipping a potion once a month and you're crashing out over it? Goodbye. Then he's like, at one moment she said that she felt like a psychic. At another, she said that she felt like a healer. And he's like, then she turned me into a mermaid. I'm sorry, like, I just don't believe that. Like, I'm sorry, I just genuinely don't believe that. Then, bro, he looks deadpan at the camera and is like, and then she told me that she was a reincarnated Virgin Mary and couldn't have sex with me. Like, I'm sorry, I actually believe that, but I would do the same shit too. I would do the same shit too if you were doing God knows what, bringing in God knows what type of diseases into I would say the same shit. Like, I can't even blame Catherine for that one. She's low-key a genius. And bro, Austin decides. So apparently when Catherine was on like this retreat, she was on an ayahuasca retreat, okay? And and Austin found evidence of her cheating. So he decides to show us the evidence of Catherine cheating. And let me just show y'all. This is what he shows as her cheating. He said that he couldn't decipher these messages, but she was cheating with these images. Anyways, then he started talking about how Catherine forced him to do it, but he was strong enough because he believes in God, so he couldn't do it. So she didn't force you to do shit then, okay? The only thing I was madly concerned about was how Catherine was doing these ayahuasca things in her house, but then again, like, I don't know if Austin was lying about that. But it's just so funny to me because literally every woman has experienced this type of man in her life where, like, he's gonna cheat on you, but then he's gonna reverse the narrative and make you seem like the bad guy. So free Catherine.
Don't know when my nights became so complicated. Can't recall my mornings, everything is faded. Maybe this is karma, definition of JD. This stays on my mind, this stays on my mind. Trying to put a muzzle on my crazy feelings. 1 minute I'm cold and then the next I'm tripping.
I just keep it real, everyone.
High volume.
Am I really that much?